Here now is Lisa Bell and Candace Campos with Florida Foodie. Sponsored by Light Orlando, delivering hope together.
Hello and welcome back to Florida Foodie. I'm Candace Campos.
And I'm Lisa Bell. Today's guest has been an executive chef at resorts across the country for nearly 30 years now. He currently oversees 8 different dining options at Orlando's Caribe Royale Resort.
And we're so happy to be joined by Chef David Hackett.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Thank you for coming into our podcast studio, which now smells beyond amazing.
Bringing a feast with you.
Yeah, we got more, but that's all I'll fit on the table.
And when I walked in, I was like, is this all real? Like, of course it's real. Why would it be? I'm like, because it doesn't look real. It's so perfect.
We really pride ourselves on presentation, but also quality as our main driver at the Caribe when it comes to food. And we really like to tap into the local farmers and things like that, because I think great food comes with a great start, a great product to work with, and we do minimal to it. I think a lot of chefs have lost their way where they're trying to do so much to food, and I think food needs to speak for itself. Great salt and pepper, basic preparation to kind of bring you back to how we all grew up.
It does make such a huge difference when you start with local, fresh, high-quality ingredients.
That it does. It does.
So you've been at the Caribe for almost 4 years now.
That's correct.
Yeah, but you're no stranger to working at a resort.
No, I've been an executive chef in resorts for almost 25 years now.
Wow.
And I started in the business when I was 12. At a ripe young age, just by a pure accident. I mean, I was going in 8th grade, my brother Tom was going into high school, and the day he was supposed to go in for a job interview, he was in football practice, he fell in a hole and broke his ankle.
Oh no.
So my mom called up the owner of the restaurant, the House of Hughes, and explained what happened, and she said, well, I'll just say he's my grandson. So I went and washed bar glasses on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights at the age of 12, shagging ice and booze and things like that. And then Tom's ankle got better, and they moved me to bussing tables, and then bussing tables to washing dishes and pots and pans. And then I was in the pantry, I think, when I was 15, and then the hotline when I was 16. So I didn't want to be a chef. But when you have the owner of the restaurant and the chef saying to my dad, your son's a natural, he should go to culinary school, well, you should pursue it. Because I wanted to be an architect. But then I realized, wow, food has so many different mediums besides pen and paper. When I go for a chef. So I ended up going to Washburn Trade School in Chicago, Illinois, which was a Chicago public school at the time.
All because your brother broke his ankle.
Yeah, I'm sure that I would probably still end up working there if that never would have happened, but that's how it all kind of took place. And then I realized that I was pretty good at it. I could really blend flavors and I could keep up on the line. And then an opportunity came to go over for Disney World, and that was a true challenge. I thought we did a lot of covers at the House of Hughes, 350, 400 covers. But going to Disney was like 1,200, 1,300 covers.
Hold my beer, right?
Yeah,
that's what they would say.
Holy cow. Yeah, at the end of the night, one beer went down way too fast.
It's funny that you say that, because we have had the privilege of interviewing so many successful chefs, and so many of them have gotten a start at Disney World.
Yeah, I was in the business for almost 9 years before I ended up coming, 10 years before I came to work for Disney World. Yeah. And Disney was a great opportunity for me, especially to open MGM Studios with Chef Raymond Pitts and Keith Keel was Epcot Center, to really have the opportunity to work for some of these very talented guys. Because right when I got there in '88, Disney was strong in their culinary program. They went to the Culinary Olympics. Disney really supported all that, and it was really quite cool to see these chefs do what they love. And again, it was all about food.
And it seems like if you can be successful there during that time, you can be successful anywhere after that, right?
Yeah, you learn how to work your butt off.
And from that point on, you've been bouncing all over the place. When we were talking before taping, I was like, so what, list some of the hotels and resorts.
Yeah.
You've been all over the world.
Yeah, pretty much. After Disney, I went down to Harbor Beach as the executive banquet chef, and then had the opportunity to go to the Marriott Marquis in Times Square as the executive banquet chef, and then I got promoted to exec sous up at the View restaurant, the one that spun around there. And from there, I went to Dubai as the executive chef at the JW Marriott Dubai Indira for almost 2 years. Then September 11th happened, and it was not a comfortable place to be there. People were very ugly. And then came back to a beat-up Renaissance property on Biscayne Boulevard. It used to be old Omni there.
I know the Omni very well.
For about a year, and the ownership and Marriott didn't get along. So, and then I went from there to the Doral Golf Resort and Spa for a couple of years, and then the mansion on Forsyth Park in Savannah. and then back to Fort Lauderdale, Pier 66, Bahia Mar, Grand Oaks Country Club as a area executive chef, and then from there the Westin in Charlotte, then the Westin Diplomat, and then the beautiful Biltmore Hotel down in Coral Gables, and then the Gaylord National, and now the Caribe Royale.
Wow.
Just a few
bouncing around.
Just a few.
Yeah. But you seem to really like to bounce around, and also the resort industry you're called to that, which is different. Not everyone wants to, work in a resort. Some people like to have like a smaller restaurant.
That's very true.
Yeah.
It's very
and it's
true.
a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, I always looked at going to, when bouncing around, you put your 2-3 years in and then go to a bigger place, a better place, 4 or 5 star resorts that do different food, have different quality restaurants and so forth. And it really, really depends on the culture within the establishments. I mean, I've been to some hotels that they're massive, and yeah, you got a great paycheck, but the culture is just absolutely horrible. The Caribe Royale is like no other place I've ever worked. I mean, the culture within that property is amazing, and it comes from our Vice President of Operations and Managing Director, Maury Piedra. And I worked with Amari when I was at the Diplomat. We've known each other for over 18, 20 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I was furloughed and laid off at the Gaylord National, and I said, "Hey, congratulations on your new movie." He goes, "I need you here."
Wow.
Okay.
Perfect. Great phone call.
All right,
That was a great.
come down. But
Yeah.
I never knew that this property was so big and so beautiful. And then Maury kind of let what his vision was, and I was like, I'm in.
So you run 8 restaurants there, and they all have different menus.
That's correct. Yeah.
Including the candy bacon, which you can only get at one spot.
That's correct. We try not to really, all the different venues that we have, we don't like menu bleed. So granted, a burger we have to have in a couple different areas, like in suite dining, have to have a stadium club, but it's all about what's on the burger. Like we have a smash burger, we do a Royale, which is 10-ounce larger burger. So we really try to change what's on it to be a little bit different. I think burgers and chicken tenders are probably one of the only things that we do have to have, because kids, and we're in the business to sell food and make money, and if that's what's selling, that's what guests
And some
want.
days you're just craving just a really stinking good burger, right?
Yeah, we want on a nice toasted brioche bun. It's got to look
elevate
like,
it.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I got to have that. Yeah, so the candy bacon, and we came up with this menu. We do it in banquets, and we do it on a 5-foot span like this, but it's 5 feet long, and we serve it with bark, chocolate barks, or dark chocolate, milk chocolate.
Get
white
out,
pistachio,
get out.
And it's layered on the
Bacon and
bottom.
chocolate
Bacon
bark.
and chocolate bark, yeah.
I don't know if you can top that, just in life in general.
So this is a rosemary orange. So we really want to tie in, again, the Caribe Royale is a Caribbean resort. So we want to tie in a lot of the Florida flavors. And we do them in Chinese 5-spice. We do them in lemon ginger. We do a lot of different varieties of the candy bacon. But the bacon is the key. This is Old Smokehouse, and this is, they call it 1317, so there's 13 to 17 pieces per pound.
Okay.
And this is an Applewood smoked bacon. And I've tested bacon in, oh my gosh, 25 years.
Is that the hardest part of your job, testing bacon?
Eating.
Yeah.
Can you tell by my figure? But that's probably the best bacon that I've ever experienced.
Wow.
It's really good.
And when you say there's 8 different dining options, like you said, they're very different. Can you kind of give us an idea of just some of your
So we have, we'll start
types?
with Stadium Club is our new kind of sports bar on steroids. Where we have chef-crafted elevated sports bar foods, or candy bacon, or our sous vide pork belly char siu bao buns, and we do them in tofu as well. Our tuna cones, so stuff that you might not normally see. Do we have nachos? Absolutely. Do we have our fantastic ribs that are sous vide? Yes, we have product like that, but we do make some pretty cool stuff.
So these
Very
two things
finger
are at the
foods.
sports club.
This is a sports club.
And the bacon.
And the bacon, the
things
tuna
that
cones.
you don't need utensils for.
Right, yeah, finger foods.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. We do I think the bacon is my favorite though. And then I brought, and then of course our dessert is Stadium Club. We change out the dome on top depending on the sports season. So soccer's coming up, so this is a chocolate dome that you smash, and we have a beautiful Black Forest cake on the bottom.
Nice.
They don't have a basketball like a couple months ago.
Candace and I
then
can't wait to
football
start
season,
tearing into all of this.
Football.
Yeah.
And then I brought from our Venetian Chop House more of our signature. Of course, this was, we used to do this in a lion's head bowl with a puff pastry crust, and it took 30 minutes just to bake it, and then it took you another 30 minutes to eat it because it was like lava.
Right.
Oh.
So it took me a little bit to change the ownership because he was very It was something near and dear to his heart.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me show you this presentation that I got. Because a lot of people are celiac, right?
Yeah.
So now we have the option to remove the puff pastry cage. You can have it or not. You can eat half of it or not.
Yeah.
The server pours. You get to see the beautiful lobster on the bottom, and we pour. And then you guys we pour it through like this, so it looks really cool.
Oh, cool!
Look at that.
Table size, so it has that guest interaction experience.
We love that stuff. I mean, I feel like the interaction nowadays is like when you go to a restaurant. Listen, at the end of the day, prices are getting up there. You know, it is really like a
experience.
It's an experience,
it is,
and this gives you that reason to say, okay, I can't do that at home.
Right.
You know, it's really cool, and he loved it. And I was like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
And you were saying that, you know, back when you were younger, you wanted to be an architect.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, that's part of being an architect.
You're building a structure here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I did everything. As far as culinary, like I did wedding cakes, I did ice carving competitions, I competed in the Culinary Olympics in '96, Hotel Olympia in '98. I went after every avenue that one could do, chocolate work and sugar work, and I experienced it all. And then I was able to just keep creating different styles of food and have fun with it, you know. But the biggest thing is, again, starting with great quality ingredients is the key, and then we go from there.
So the Stadium Club, that's a new thing at the Caribe.
Yeah, we've been open 3.5 months, I think.
Tell us exactly what that is, because you said there were gaming bays, and you're starting to see a lot of people who live in Central Florida just go there to hang out, to watch, you know, something on TV. Get some
You don't have to stay.
You don't have to be a guest.
That's correct. That's correct.
You can spend the night there.
Yeah,
if
we'd
you
love
want
to
have a
spend
really
the
good
night.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great little staycation, you know.
Yeah.
Parents
It's
who might
perfect.
not be able to, you know, run away for too long. This is something that you could totally manage.
Hang out in the pool, go to our Calypso, our pool bar there, and eat, you know, fish tacos, or, you know, have a great smash burger, or we have a fantastic tuna poke bowl, which is just dynamite. There's no other poke bowl except for Calypso. And then once you're done in the pool, you go to a Stadium Club with your kids and go into the bays and play golf or soccer or basketball. So we have 8 gaming bays. One of the gaming bays is actually in a kind of I don't know what you call that, a skybox.
Cool.
So it holds about 30 people in there.
2 stories?
2 stories, seats about 450 people. You could do a whole buyout in there if you're a large group, like we have a lot of conventions. They want to buy it out, so and then we do these great menus where, again, the big hanging bacon comes out, and
That's where all your phones come out. Everyone's taking pictures in front of it, right?
Yeah.
So in addition to managing these 8 restaurants day in and day out, you also have so many special events.
That we
resort,
do.
yeah.
We have over almost 250,000 square foot of meeting space, including our outdoor grove area. So that's a beautiful, almost 18 to 20,000 outdoor space with, you know, AstroTurf. It's got a beautiful water feature. We can do bands out there as well, and they bring in these portable stages. It's really cool, really cool.
And how do you like that? How do you like going from, you know, executive chef of the restaurants to then serving hundreds and hundreds of people all at the exact same time? Like, how do you manage all that?
I can't do it alone, though. I got a great crew. I mean, my guy who oversees the convention center, his name is Mike Santacroce, and he's been with me for 30 years, this guy.
He's been with you?
He's been with me for 30 years.
Wow.
Every place I've gone to, I've brought him in as an exec suit to run.
That says a lot.
And he's been the man before. He doesn't want the responsibility. He just loves banquets, and he's great at organizing and ordering, and, you know, all the different varieties of food that we do. That's his thing. That's his niche. That's what he loves the most. And then I have an exec who, Chris Martinez, and then Ernie. They oversee the restaurants. So they're the 2 guys, 1 a.m., 1 p.m. They help manage the chefs who run the restaurants. So those are called chef de cuisines. So that's kind of like the hierarchy. And then, of course, our pastry chef, Amanda.
My stomach is growling, and I want to try some of this bacon. Is this how you bring it out to the table? Is it like clipped up like this?
Yeah, exactly.
It
like
really
that.
is.
Yeah,
And
this
so,
is all these are how we serve at the
and is this just a breakfast item, or do you get it throughout the day? How does
No, this is.
Can I just pull one off?
Which one we're in? I'll open it.
yeah.
This is- yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I already took a picture of it. Cheers.
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 Chef, would you like one?
I've had about 3 of them already.
It's just phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's not overly sweet.
No.
Or thick.
Yeah, we do ones in banquets. I mean, it's a 6 to 8. It's super thick. It's about as thick as that puff pastry. It's double that.
There's rosemary.
Yeah,
I
they're
love
nice.
rosemary. Now, do you grow your herbs on property?
Well, it's funny you say that because we're actually teaming up with the Villages. They have, I know you guys are the Villages. Well,
The hydroponics
The
stuff?
hydroponics. So we're starting to bring them in as far as our microgreens and our lettuces and stuff like that. We're going to start featuring them in the Venetian when we change the menu after our dining room redo, which is coming up at the end, kind of the fall area.
It's a huge hydroponics. Like, they
Yeah, she brought in a product, and the great thing about those products is that they last.
right.
Right, they're so fresh and they're fresh picked. It'll stay in the cooler for a week to 2 weeks. Some of the product that we get in, like I can't buy regular romaine because it dies on me. We have to buy romaine hearts, and not everybody likes the hearts of the romaine when it comes to the Caesar salads. At least I can. Okay, I want them smaller. I want a full head of romaine, and I get a better yield out of it. Some of the romaine that you buy, it's like 50% yield on them.
Listen, the romaine hearts are the place to be when it comes to lettuce. I'm just saying.
That rosemary hint, the hint of rosemary is phenomenal.
I never would have
It
thought
really
to put
is. I love rosemary on anything. Cocktails, bacon, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving dinner.
We had a wine dinner on Saturday in the Venetian, and we did a beautiful foie gras panna cotta with a hint of rosemary, and it was to die for, with macerated peaches.
So is the Venetian your, I guess, fanciest restaurant?
That's our fine dining.
And so these two items are from the Venetian?
These three.
All three,
Yeah.
okay.
So what's this one? Or
This is our ribeye steak. So this is upper two-thirds
I guess it's in front of me. I guess I'll have it.
This is our chicken parmesan. We also do a veal on the bone parmesan as well. And we do veal piccata also. And then this is, of course, our signature lobster bisque. So I bought the three.
What should we start with?
Oh, whatever you guys like.
I mean, is this
I
an
would do
appetizer?
this. This is soup course.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would do this first before it gets cold.
Go for
Cooler,
it.
I should say. Cooler. Yeah,
And so,
let me slide
okay,
some stuff
you
over here.
made this beautiful
Wait, that's
display.
not. That's the spoon to crack the.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
there you
Okay,
go.
I've got my own spoon
you
right
got
here.
your own spoon.
How do you eat this? Do you crush
Yep.
this, or what do you
It's
do?
totally up to you. If you want to break it inside, you can break it inside.
Or you can
Or
rip
if you
it.
want to move it off to the side, or if you
Okay, well,
break it
first
with
of
your
all,
fingers.
oh,
Very delicate,
nice.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
I'm going to break off a little bit.
Okay.
Candace, would
I'm
you
not.
like
I'm
to?
not scared. I know you washed your hands.
And I want
before.
to dip a little
Look how
bit in the
airy they are.
bisque. Yum.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a roller and it docks the dough, and then
This-
we place it over
This
stainless
is
steel
phenomenal.
Yeah, our lobster bisque is, again, we take the lobster shells, we rinse them, but then we roast them, and then they're slowly cooked with the mirepoix. So mirepoix is celery, onions, and carrots, of course, bay leaf, and then we make a beautiful lobster stock.
Never thought
out
I'd
of
be
it.
eating
This
lobster at
is
work.
amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Really good. I get it every time when I go into the Venetian.
So you were just saying, I know that the Caribe just had
Oh my God.
daily you have huge events,
Yes.
but you just had a big catering event for a local nonprofit, and you were actually in the audience.
Yeah, I was so nervous.
Yeah, you were a guest in your own venue.
Correct.
What is that like for you?
Stressful and it's very.
You couldn't just sit back and enjoy it.
I'm very confident in my team's ability. I mean, we talk about it, and of course, Chef Mike's been me. He knows my expectation, and they delivered flawlessly. It was really quite a great experience. And to hear all the guest comments is
Yeah.
even
Did you
better.
happen to serve this? Because this is just
No,
amazing.
but we did.
That lobster, I didn't even have to chew it. It just like fell apart in my mouth.
Yeah, it's really good.
I want more.
Yeah, we
I'm
started.
making a mess.
They wanted to
for it.
theme it more towards, of course, the Caribbean. So we did a coconut yellow tomato gazpacho that had Florida blue crab in it,
Oh,
and we paired it with a Sauvignon Blanc, and it was beautiful together.
did you sit down and eat and enjoy
I did,
it?
yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I ate and drank. It was good.
Good.
Had fun.
So what's the process like building these menu
Yeah,
items?
and then changing them and updating
Right.
them. How often does that
Well,
happen?
that's a very good question. When it
I'm
comes
going to cut into this
yes.
when you talk.
When it comes
I'm
to
just
the
gonna eat this lobster
restaurants,
Have fun.
We'll swap.
we run a thing called a P-Mix, right? So the P-Mix tells us what's our biggest sellers, right? And then, of course,
Yeah.
where do we make the most money, right? So we really analyze the performance mix, and we really adjust accordingly based on it. There's a lot of dogs in there. We're going to take them off. It's be a high-cost
If they're
item, and it doesn't
and they're not
sell.
selling.
Let's create something else. But we got to make sure that we change the menu according to what the line can handle. Right, the hot
Right.
line. You got different stations. You got a fry, saute, grill. and maybe a flat top, you don't want every item coming off of just a grill, and the grill guy can't keep
Right.
up. So it's all about trying to find that balance.
You have almost like a
within
backlog,
it.
right?
Yeah, you want each guy to do about 4 or 5 items, and of course pantry to absorb some of that. So there's a lot of thought that goes into the menu, and then we also have to think about all the allergies. So when we think about items like French fries, we buy rice coated, right? So any French fry or anything that we else fry in there, make sure that there's no
We do a nice slow-mo.
flour going into the fryers, right, in order to combat
that's
that.
true.
Or we have a gluten-free fryer only. So we really try to balance the menu accordingly, and then it's just getting creative. So I'll take all the chefs, because I can come up with all this stuff, but nobody's ever going to grow or develop if I don't challenge them to.
Did you ever do competitions?
I did competitions
We switched.
a lot throughout
Gotta
my
make
career.
space.
I did
I promise we're listening to you, Chef.
Where are you going next?
chicken parmesan
I mean,
or
fine.
the ahi tuna cone.
Oh, I want the tuna cone.
I would go tuna cone then.
Okay, all right. I mean, I have to listen to the chef.
Right?
You're saying about the competitions?
I competed a lot when I was in New York. Ice competitions, hot food competitions, cold food competitions, and the Culinary Olympics that we went in Germany in '96. And then we took that same team to London and did a hot food competition there. But I did a lot of stuff for like charity, charity competitions. When I was down in Miami, it was John Offerdahl. I'm sure you know him. He's
Offerdahl.
a good friend of mine. He did John Offerdahl's Gridiron Grill Off, right? So we would get all these chefs together.
Yeah.
And then the pros.
He's a big foodie.
Yeah, Louis Oliver was my pro every year, and we won it 4 out of the 8 times. So we pretty much were the leaders in that competition. And I won a Weber grill. I won a Big Green Egg. I won a China. I won all these grills, and it was just me at home. What am I doing with all these grills?
So when you are at home, what do you like to eat?
Well, recently remarried again. I've had 2 years now to my beautiful wife, and she's Chinese, so we eat a lot of Chinese food.
Really?
Does she
Yeah,
cook?
oh my God, she's a fantastic cook. Yeah, we made dim sum last week. We made about 300 of them that the freezer's packed with pork and chicken.
Yum.
Dim
All the
sum.
little dim sum.
Is that hard for you to just cook for 2 people?
Yeah, no, it's easy.
When you said you made 300 of them.
It's quite easy. Yeah, it's quite easy.
I'm going to go for these now, Chef.
But she's very adventurous. She loves she enjoys.
I mean, you kind of have to be if you're going to marry a chef, right?
Right.
That'd be a little weird if she'd be like, "Hi, I'm a vegetarian and I don't eat this and that."
No, she doesn't. She likes. Her body does better when she eats a lot more vegetarian food. So a lot of rice noodles, a lot of soups. She grew up in Sichuan, China, so we call it Szechuan, but it's so spicy. It's the food there. I mean, I'm half Mexican. I love spicy food, and I grew up in a Mexican household. But that food there is fire.
Yeah.
It's like you're sweating and eating. So hot pot is something that we often do. The Chinese hot pot, we go for that quite a bit, or she'll make it, but it's a really big undertaking to make it. Go get all the stuff and buy, and the table's like,
is there something you like? I'm not even going to touch this. I've tried it too much. I'm not going to.
No, I'm not a fan of the black egg.
Okay.
The 1,000-year-old egg. I'm not a big fan of that.
Never heard of black egg.
What is this?
No, it's fermented. It looks like the yolk. I mean, the white looks like black jelly, and the yolk is a little more greenish tint to it. 1,000-year-old egg, they call them. It's not my favorite.
Where does it come from?
China. They make them in China.
So it's like man-made.
Well, it's an egg that they ferment and.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a chicken egg.
Yeah. It's not my favorite.
I could see that.
I want to try one of
You got
these.
to crack this. We're running out of time.
I could definitely bring one for you. But other than that, she's a wonderful cook. We a lot of fish. Tries to get me to eat more vegetables, but I grew up in South Side of Chicago.
You're like, come on.
I'm a meatosaurus. Not a veggie guy.
So what's next for you? What's next for you at the resort?
The Caribe is my home. I'm staying there. I mean, I love the proproperty. I love the culture that we have there. I tell you, it
Seems like you've been there longer than you were
fantastic.
listing all the other resorts where you've worked. But those seem to be shorter stints, and you've already been here for 4 years now, or going on 4 years.
Right. This will be the Dip. I was there for 4 years. I was at the Biltmore for 6.5. So, but this will be. I'll be here for a long time.
You seem like you like the warmer climates.
I do. I'm a flip-flop and shorts guy in a pool. Not a big fan of the ocean. I mean, I'll stick my toe in it, but that's
Are you
about
scared?
it.
Are you scared of a shark or
Of course,
something?
yeah.
Of course.
I'm a meaty guy. I'm a meal.
Yeah.
All right, Candace, we have to try this before we move on to dessert.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
With the greens.
Our producers
Arugula.
like eat faster.
Extra virgin, yeah.
You could put arugula on anything, and I will devour it.
You were saying earlier to us that one thing that's interesting, it seems like more people have more food allergies today than they did when you first started out in the industry. And just that other event you had the other night, some 400 people, but you had 80 different items.
Yeah, dietary requests. Yeah, it's very, very challenging for us. And a lot of people don't tell you their dietary restrictions until we're actually serving the entree. It's not like we have a full restaurant kitchen in the back to accommodate, but that we try to anticipate the needs. We'll do all beef, all shrimp, all vegetarian, gluten-free. The sauces we make don't contain any flour anymore. We make roux now with rice flour, or we use arrowroot, or we use cornstarch.
This sauce was delicious on the steak.
Oh my gosh,
it's our triple demi. So it's we really try to help, right? And prepare
Lean
food
into that.
Prepare food a little bit differently and anticipate the guests' needs. But it's so challenging nowadays. When I was growing up, people just ate. Oh, I think I ate too much, chef. Or I drank too much. It was the booze. Yeah.
All right, Candace, do you want the honor? So this is
you do it.
dessert that you serve at your new stadium club.
Yes.
Just there?
Just there, that one.
And
remember, no menu bleeds.
This time of year, soccer is in season. So if someone goes, can they special order a basketball or?
No,
it has to be soccer.
It's soccer. That's
and you do basketball, soccer,
and football.
No baseball, huh?
No baseball.
Okay.
Baseball's
but you're a White
big.
Sox fan.
No, I'm not a fan. I grew up on the South Side. My family is, but I don't follow.
Candace, would you like to do the honors?
I'll crack. I got some anger. No, I'm just kidding.
So how do you do it? Is she doing it the right way there? Okay, 1, 2.
There you go.
Oh!
Kind of like an egg. Wow.
Look at that.
That is beautiful. And you hand paint these.
They spray.
Oh my God,
we spray them and then we.
Wow!
We do something similar in the Venetian.
Look how pretty!
Where it's we dip a balloon in chocolate and then we spray it with like a lavender food coloring, and then we pour a caramel liqueur over the top of it and it melts.
I mean, this has to be fun for anyone, especially kids.
Exactly.
But then there's a prize inside.
There is. There's a Black Forest cake inside.
With raspberry? What is that?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So do you like to bake?
I do, but my wife is not a big sweets. They don't eat a lot of sweets in China.
More of a savory person.
Yeah. And it's tough. I mean, all she drinks is hot water. I'm like, hot water? I can't get used to hot water. I mean, hot tea, no problem, coffee, this and that, but
it is a weird.
Just hot water.
I need another spoon. I'm going to have to wait. Otherwise, I'm going to just have to eat it with my hands.
Okay.
Thank you. I got to try this.
Well, Chef, where can we find any information for those who want to stop by?
Right.
And make a big date out of
these.
Well, we have our website, CaribeRoyale.com, and certainly come to the hotel and just wander
and stay a while.
And stay a while. It's a beautiful, beautiful resort, and
that is delicious.
The staff and the culture that's been there is so inviting and just so rich, and everybody just loves what they do there. I can't say that enough. I've been in a lot of resorts where it's always so bottom line driven, and we are too. We focus on that as well, but it's all about
business after all. Yeah.
It's all about our associates.
Well, from beginning to the finish, whether you start with bacon or the bisque, to this dessert and everything in between. It is all delicious.
I can feel the love.
Yes, absolutely.
It's extremely important. I think cooks who are happy and servers that are happy enjoy what they do. They're in the business for a reason. And servicing our guests and providing with fantastic products is what we're about.
So good.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us on Florida Foodie. It's over. I know. We'll come and see you.
Now we can really eat the way we really want to eat.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let me know when you guys are coming. We'd love to have you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chef.
Absolutely.
Thank you for listening to Florida Foodie. We'd also like to thank our guest, Chef David Hackett. You can find out more about the resort at CaribeRoyale.com. Be sure to follow Lisa Bell online. Search Lisa Bell News on Facebook and Instagram. You can also find Candace Campos on social media. On Facebook, search Candace Campos News 6. And on Instagram, search Candace Campos, WKMG. Also, a big thank you to our entire production team. I'm the show's producer, Thomas Mates. Please take the time to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify or wherever you stream podcasts. And you can find videos of all of our podcasts on clickorlando.com and on YouTube. Just search for Florida Foodie.